Good morning. Coming to you live from the gym in Solo Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110th floor memorial stair climb for ladder 131, firefighter Christian Regenhard. His nickname at the academy was lovingly known as Braveheart. Our brother was 28 years old on 9/11. Our brother just had about 6 weeks out of the academy. He finished his academy on July 27th. And he was covering shift that morning on ladder 131 down in Brooklyn with engine 279, the Happy Hookers, and rode in on 9/11. The last place he was seen was helping another firefighter, and with honor and respect, we're carrying him to that 110th floor. Dedicating this to his father, Al, who was a sergeant detective with the NYPD, over 30 years of service, to his mother, Sally, and to his sister, Christina. Your son and brother will never be forgotten. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. Getting ready to kick off that first of 7 verticals to about the 101st floor, and then we reach the top. So our brother was 28 years old. Christian, I believe it was Michael Otto Regenhard from what I read. He, in 1991, graduated from the prestigious Bronx High School of Science with a IQ of 146 and was very much into arts and the studies. So on his 19th birthday, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. Our brother served 5 years of service, was a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, finishing off at the rank of sergeant, wearing a chest of 12 medals and honors. Some of the ones that I can remember are the Naval Award and the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, from what I read. Again, everything is memorized, so if the details are a little bit off, my apologies. So he put in 5 years of service, and during this time, he became an avid mountain and rock climber. Our brother was an artist, loved mountain climbing, rock climbing. He was known as a humanitarian and an environmentalist. Our brother was a world traveler, having gone to 22 different countries, Japan, China, a few of them. But he had a love for South America, to which he actually helped the rest of his probing class at the FDNY learn Spanish, from what I read. When our brother was finished with the U.S. Marine Corps, he moved to San Francisco and enrolled in San Francisco State University College, where he studied art and went into try writing. Once he was done with that, he continued his world travels, and a few times would come back to his family in New York. The last time he came back, he put in for the FDNY to keep what he had going, because when he was out, he ran into multiple natural disasters in the different places he'd been. I wanted to be helping, so he joined the FDNY. Our brother came out of the FDNY, was assigned to ladder 131 into 279, the Happy Hookers out of Brooklyn. He had just graduated the academy on July 27th. Less than 6 weeks on the job, responded for coverage on 9/11. And our brother made the ultimate sacrifice so that others could live. As I said before, this is dedicated to his mother, Sally, who's very active with the 9/11 families and active in skyscraper safety, to include evacuations, to his father, Al, a retired detective sergeant with the NYPD of over 30 years, and to his sister, Christina. He will never be forgotten. His legacy will live on. So, while I was doing the research for our brother, Christian Braveheart Regenhard, I actually found a family website devoted to Christian with many photos and his story, which was very honorable to be able to look at prior to making this climb for our brother, to carry his footsteps to the top of the towers. The 279th brother going up. 64 brothers left to carry upon completion. And the initial 343 commitment before the end still counting will take their place. One by one, God willing, as many as I can carry up. But right now, this is for Christian Braveheart Regenhard. As I said before in the academy, his nickname was Braveheart. My brother was highly intelligent. In '91, he graduated from the prestigious Bronx High School of Science with an IQ of 146. My brother was an artist, a writer, and humanitarian. He served in the United States Marine Corps for 5 years, finishing up as a sergeant before heading off to San Francisco, where he studied art and writing at San Francisco State University. So this 110 is for his service to our country and his time of service to the citizens of New York with the FDNY. Even though it was only 6 weeks, our brother gave it his all to get there, and he gave his all on 9/11. Last seen helping another firefighter who was injured on 9/11. Made the ultimate sacrifice so that others could live. The worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, followed by the greatest rescue effort in United States history, where upwards of 25,000 were saved because of the bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown. And our brother right now deserves honor and respect as we carry him all the way to the 110th floor, pushing him up each and every time another brother will take their climb. For our brother, lovingly known as Braveheart, Christian Regenhard, a firefighter with ladder 131, housed at Engine 279. There at Brooklyn, the Happy Hookers. Taking them out as we go to the very top, symbolically. Christian is being carried with me right now. I recently took up firefighter Ragusa from Engine 279, also the Happy Hookers. This is their climb. So always remember to never forget. This is why we do it, to let their families know we're keeping our promise. They will not just become another name or picture. Their legacies and their stories will live on. As I said before, our brother was 28 years old on 9/11. During his time, he was an avid rock climber. Loved the outdoors, visiting 22 countries. A definite world traveler with a love for South America. It said that every country he visited, he would try to go to museums and other places of study, and he would bring back treasures for himself and his family from the countries he visited. For our brother, Christian Braveheart Regenhard, we climb. Right here you are, brother, taking those steps. All the way to the top, with honor and respect given. Pushing him to the very top. Our brother, Braveheart, as he was nicknamed in his academy, he's taken that journey. For his 5 years of service to his country as a United States Marine, where he joined up on his 19th birthday, to his service with the FDNY, to the citizens of New York. This is his climb. Finishing his footsteps. Carrying our brother all the way to the top, dedicating this one to his father, Al, who was a almost 40-year veteran of the NYPD as a detective sergeant. His mother, Sally, who was very active with the 9/11 families and skyscraper safety. And his sister, Christina, dedicated to the FDNY, off and on the line. Brooklyn's Happy Hookers, into 279, ladder 131. Pushing him up with honor and respect. Going all the way to the top. So now we're done. 4 verticals done. Got 3 more to go. This is the 343 commitment. And still counting. 110 floors. Memorial stair climb for our brother, firefighter. He was a probationary firefighter for 6 weeks. Christian Braveheart Regenhard. Taking him up to the 110th floor. Right now, we're now over the halfway point in this climb for our brother, Braveheart, Christian Michael Otto Regenhard, I hope is the proper name. Again, everything I say is by memory prior to getting on the stair climb. Pushing him all the way to finish his footsteps. For our brother Christian Regenhard, United States Marine Corps veteran. A graduate of the Bronx High School of Science with a IQ 146 in 1991. It said he took several trips to Central America prior to joining the United States Marine Corps on his 19th birthday. Served 5 years, finished off as a sergeant, had 12 medals and awards that he earned during service with the Armed Forces Expeditionary Award being one of them. And I believe it was the Navy Excellence Medal being another. Right now, this is his climb. After he joined and finished his 5-year tour of the U.S. Marine Corps, he moved to San Francisco and attended San Francisco State University, where he studied in art and writing. Our brother loved mountain and rock climbing, hiking, and outdoor events. So now we're coming up on the last 2 verticals of this 110 floors for our brother Christian Braveheart Regenhard. One of the things that he also did on his free time was he drew. He actually had charcoal drawings that were shown off in a gallery. I just can't remember the gallery name, which is shown on his family's website for Christian Regenhard. Ladder 133. If you have an opportunity, visit the site. Learn more about our brother so he will never be forgotten, but instead always remembered. Today's 2 of 4, working that 96. This is the second climb in a row of the 343 commitment and still counting. This time for firefighter was 6 weeks on the job after the academy. Christian, Braveheart, Regenhard. And I believe it's Christian Michael Otto Regenhard, or it's Otto Michael. I can't remember which direction it flows on that for his full name. But this is his climb, finishing that second to last vertical, taking him all the way to the 110th floor with honor and respect for the sacrifice made so that others could live. For his service to our country, 5 years with the U.S. Marine Corps, where he finished up as a sergeant, to his 6 weeks of service after graduating July 27th, prior to riding in while covering a shift on ladder 131. Our brother will never be forgotten. His family, Father Al, Mother Sally, and Sister Christina, and extended family will never be forgotten. Their work to remember not only Christian, but the other family members involved. The safety of skyscrapers and evacuation ways and methods. We will always remember. We will never forget. 19 years later, we still climb. We still tell their stories. And this is why. Christian is the 279th climb, leaving 64 brothers to reach the top. Once this one is complete. Coming up on that simple last and final vertical, which will get us up to the 101st floor. And then it's only a few floors after that. And our brother joining Ragusa out of his own house on into 279. Ladder 131s. Christian, Braveheart, Regenhard. The Happy Hookers out of Brooklyn in the Red Hook area will reach the 110 alongside. We're almost there. Taking it one step at a time, closer to that next floor. For our brother, right here. Christian, Braveheart, Regenhard. Lovingly give the name Braveheart in his academy. Right now we're taking up that last vertical to reach the 101st floor on this 110th floor memorial stair climb, giving it an honor and respect for the sacrifices that were made on and after 9/11. 2001. Going on, we're in 19 years already. This year, coming up, will be 20 years since the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, where our brothers responded in the greatest rescue effort in U.S. history, where upwards of 25,000 were saved. We will never, ever forget. We will always remember. We made a commitment and a promise. We got to keep it. We do that by remembering their names, climbing in their honor, telling their stories, never forgetting. It's not just a saying, it's a commitment. And we have finished that final last vertical. Just a few floors left. For our brother, Christian, Braveheart, Regenhard. For his father, Al, almost 40 years of service to the NYPD as a detective sergeant, retired. To his mother, Sally, very involved with the 9/11 families and skyscraper safety. And to his sister, Christine, he will never be forgotten. For his 5 years of service and over his 12 awards during that time, medals and awards earned by our brother and his service to the citizens of New York. Even though it was 6 weeks at the time, our brother made the ultimate sacrifice so that others shall live. Our brother was seen last helping an injured firefighter. He will never be forgotten. He will always be remembered. This is why we climb. For each and every one to take their rightful place at the top of the tower with honor and respect for the sacrifices made on 9/11. And following the recovery effort. Brother, rest easy. We'll take it from here.